I skate more.
Okay.
Instead of just, either showing up to the park already hit or, showing up with a 12 rack and kind of just sitting there drinking it the whole time.
Yeah. What about your recovery, like after skating? Are you feeling like you're like not as sore? Or because a lot of people will say when they're sober, it's just easier to bounce back from like...
It's definitely easier. And I forgot what like the good sore felt like, not like the hurt sore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's what's up. Now, is it hard for you to still like kick it when people are like drinking or whatever around, or is it kind of like...
Drinking, not so much. I mean...
Okay.
Other things, I haven't put myself in the position yet.
Fair
Still,
enough.
Fairly early in recovery.
Yeah.
But like my girl and I will go to like the Monkey.
Yeah.
They have some like hop water drinks, like NA drinks, play a game of pool.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. Also, you realize that like it's not as cool as like we glorify it to be, right? It's like you can have some good times, and we did, right? But also like you're not going to lose your real friends when you decide to make that life choice, right? You're not like nothing really is going to change with your dynamics as much as like with yourself, right?
I was at the point where I was letting so many people down, like lies or deceit. Is that the right word? Yeah.
Yeah.
I just got caught up in
you just felt like you're
my
blowing
own lies.
Just felt like you're blowing it, so it's time to change.
Exactly.
Well, I'm proud of you, brother. And here we go.
Appreciate you, brother.
Good evening and welcome.
My G, so happy you came too.
Good to be here, man. This is like an honor.
Hey, the pleasure is all mine.
Golden hour represent.
Yeah, I just recently learned how to say golden hour in Spanish.
What do we got?
Golden hour in Spanish.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, you thought I was going to sleep. Yeah, no. I forget. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. Golden Hour, episode 13. We have a one-of-a-kind guest today. One of my very best friends in the entire world, Mr. Adam Provost, my G.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Welcome to the show.
It's good to be here. Appreciate you for having me.
Yes, sir. Fresh off 35th birthday.
This past Saturday.
Alright. You don't look more than 3 days over 34.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, looking good. No grays.
Yeah.
Pluck them.
They're sprouting.
Alright. Yeah.
They're coming.
Yo, so you got rid of that beard and like it's back.
I know. Like it was like an inch long a year ago. I'm like, what's...
Damn.
I think it's the longest I've had it.
Alright. You gonna enter the beard contest again or what?
It's just a money thing to them.
Yeah. So, did you place in the top like 30?
No, I got nothing. I raised like $5,000 3 years ago.
But that was for Make-A-Wish, right?
It was for the same event, the Beardies.
Yeah.
Which I think is Make-A-Wish is involved.
Yeah. So you're like, if I grow my beard and then a kid gets to go to Disney World, that's pretty cool.
I'd be stoked.
Right? No doubt. So man, we've been homies a long time, and even before we were like tight, knew each other.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I remember before I knew you, I wanted to be your friend. You know?
Oh damn. Well, here we are. It worked out. So, I mean, we're gonna go through a bunch of different shit, but why don't you tell for the people who don't know you, like where you from, where you came up, all that.
All right. So, Adam Provost from Williston, Vermont. Been skating for like 22 years now.
Damn. That's
I don't know if it shows, but...
I mean, some days.
Some days.
Yeah. And so you grew up on the same street as Chris Colbourn.
Yep. Grew up with, his older brother was a year younger than me, so we hung out quite a bit, but Cookie was always around,
Yeah.
chilling,
So
doing his own thing.
Ben was closer to
Ben
you.
Colbourn, shout out.
Yeah. Ben's like some type of drone pilot, crushing
Yeah,
it, doing some smart shit that I
whatever
can't
he's-
comprehend.
Whatever he's doing is way over my head.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you did there. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's dope. So, were you already skating? Like, do you remember like skating with Chris, or was that later?
Definitely, I was skating when they moved into the neighborhood.
So at one point, were you better than Cookie? Whatever. There we go. Yeah, no doubt.
I want to say yes, but
Well, I remember one time when you told me you're like, I used to put Cookie's face in the snowbank. Like
his older brother and I were not very nice to him growing up.
Well, and look what happened to him. Yeah, blew up.
Cookie.
Okay.
Sorry
Hey.
about all that, man.
Hey, you know what? I think he forgives you. So, what's it like coming up in rural Williston, Vermont?
Like skateboard wise?
Yeah, just in general. Yeah.
It was Williston has always been a nice town. I grew up in a nice neighborhood. I had I made my own ramps. I had like a little 4-inch tall mani pad, like 4x4.
You built it yourself, or like with your pops?
My dad would always help me out.
Alright, shout out Dave.
Dave Provost.
What up, Dave? Oh yeah.
He'd always weld me little flat bars out of like Unistrut, or like like signposts.
Okay.
He'd weld feet on for me. They'd always move all over the place, but I had a nice little 4-foot kicker. It was almost like a bank ramp. It's just a big kicker, but.
So how old were you when you started skating? Like 13-ish, something like
12.
that? 12. Alright.
Yeah,
Do you remember what like made you want to skate?
Egan McGuire, rest in peace,
Huh.
moved to Williston from Connecticut, and he skated. I don't know, I just kind of was infatuated with it, and we started hanging out.
Was he older? Or?
He was a year younger, actually.
Okay.
But I started going over to his house, hanging out, and I ended up getting a skateboard from Cherry Bone. Remember Cherry Bone?
Yeah, definitely. John.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Chris and John. I think.
I'm sure, but so John, I worked with John like years later at Stowe.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah.
the first contest I was ever in was at the Cherry Bone in that parking lot right there, which
In
was
Williston?
like Taft's Corners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they had one in Stowe and Williston, I believe.
Yeah, the Stowe one was a little later.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
World Industries, Orion Trucks.
ooh,
I
alright.
didn't know any better, but no, it was a sick setup.
Alright.
But yeah, we just end up at his house. His mom always made us wear helmets, but we'd cruise over to the school and take them off.
Yeah.
School had a nice
naturally.
mani pad. Yeah, but
What school is that? The one that now has the park?
yep, Williston Central.
Oh, okay. Nice. The homie Tuna, that's like right in his neighborhood now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pete,
Shout out Pete, my G. One of my favorite conversations with Pete ever, because he's someone who inspired me in pool. He was like, playing pool is like painting a picture, but instead of adding colors, you're taking them away. And I just remember I was like, I'm like, damn, that was heavy. Yeah.
That's sick. Dude,
Yeah.
that's such a good dude.
Yeah, 14
Love
is the
that dude.
man. So you're skating with Ian at the time, and like obviously you're a kid, fucking around. At what point were you like hooked?
Probably, it was when one of my boys, Matty Foltz and Dan Provost, shout out.
Deep Pro.
We camped together all summer in Georgia, Vermont,
Yeah.
Homestead Campground, and I had a skateboard, and they ended up getting skateboards. We were inseparable and kind of just fed off each other, and it was mainly flat ground for a while before we realized we're like,
Wait, it's not still mainly flat ground?
oh yeah, actually, that's my jam.
It's back.
That's my jam.
I mean, we honestly always love skating with you because we have like similar tricks and like
Yeah.
the game to skate. Like you, Rich, and I, like those are some of the most classic battles. You know what I mean? And like every once in a while, one of you two would win too, so that's cool. I'm
Pretty sure you're holding a crown.
well. I've been injured for a minute, but a lot of it too is like when you're playing with your homies that you vibe off them, and so you're like you want to really fucking get after it, right? You're like, oh, I'm gonna try to get there, and I'd be remiss if I didn't say like you've definitely beat me in some games to skate, absolutely. And then it's usually you and I, and then we're like, how the fuck do we take J Rich out?
Yeah, exactly.
Because he's obviously a little bit.
We all have like similar tricks, but each of us do have, you know, a couple that the others can't do.
Yeah, no doubt.
You got your burial heroes.
I think they'll still be there when I come back. We'll see. But so talk a little bit about obviously talent coming through, because that was a big thing for everyone. We talk about it on most of the episodes, but like just kind of what that did, you know, for you in skating and all that.
I mean, I was always getting CCSs and circling everything I wanted. There was no, well, I mean, Cherry Bone was there, but I don't know, it was a smaller shop.
Yeah.
But once talent came around, like, everything was there that you needed, and plus, obviously, the park. Like,
Yeah.
I learned a lot of stuff at that park.
Yeah, so who do you remember, like, I mean, I'm sure you're going to say the same names I would, but like, going to talent, who was it that you'd see that was just like, that's that dude?
Colin Hale, of course.
Yeah.
Eric Olio.
Ooh.
I mean, Craig Gorton.
Craig.
Shane Driscoll. Jared Kuja.
Too many.
So, yeah. Casey, Jill, Ralph.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. That was dope.
Phil.
Having Ralph on the last episode was awesome.
Yeah,
it's because, you know, it's like, we're not young, but we're kind of old. Anyway, with that being said, to see someone like Ralph who's 49, it's like, it's inspiring. You know what I mean?
Legend.
Yeah, absolute legend.
Legend.
Absolute legend. It gave me a spark just to even like sit and talk with him again, because I'm like, oh, this dude's 10 years older than me and still shredding. So like, gotta get up on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gotta get up on it. So you have a child on the way, right?
He's coming October 10th-ish.
All right.
That's what they tell us.
Congrats.
Little dude.
That's amazing.
Ryder Rain Provost.
Damn, that's thug. That's awesome, man.
With my lovely lady Isabella.
Shout out, Isa.
Shout out.
What up, girl? Yeah, man. There's nothing better. There's nothing better in the world than being a dad. And it's one of those things like you could prepare as much as you can, but like until it happens, you don't truly know like what it entails and the love. Like literally, it's like instant, you know. So I'm so fucking happy for you, man.
I'm so excited, man.
That's gonna be awesome.
I can't wait to like relive my childhood. Of course, I got a ways to go until I get there. He's not gonna be doing or saying much for a while, but like Ninja Turtles, I don't know.
Yeah.
Everything.
You're like, I didn't, so you have to. No.
Right.
But so are you nervous?
Not yet.
No.
Not yet.
All right. You're gonna be right in the room when the baby comes and all that.
Plan.
All right.
That's the plan.
My advice is drink water, and Mama's always right.
Yeah.
Mama's always right, especially in that time. You know, yes ma'am, no ma'am, all that.
She's already got her meal picked out for right when he comes. I gotta run to Single Pebble for her.
All right.
You know.
There we go. Yeah, and be quick.
Yes.
Yep, be quick. Just get there, get back, you know. These are success techniques, I'm telling you.
I appreciate that. I'll take any.
And I've executed a few of them. Some not so much. But anyway, yeah, no doubt. So, you know, it was really dope. Like, you, J. Rich, and I, when we met with Maxim and we, you know, went to your first Tampa Pro, which is what, 2 years ago? Or 3?
Oh, man. I think 3, actually.
3. Because it was the last one before COVID shit hit, right?
Yeah, we were leaving the last day we were there. They were making announcements about it, like, on the news or whatever.
Yeah, the first cases in Florida happened when we were there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no doubt. So
what a time, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
First of all, like at the Tampa Pro, walking around just like in awe, like, oh, there's Brian Anderson, like, oh, Lizard King, like, oh my god.
Yeah. And then after a couple of days, you're like, I hate pro skaters. Yeah, this shit's annoying. But yeah, we got after it. It was sick because Jordan, you know, they had locked down the Airbnb right there in Ybor City. Mm-hmm. So like, Other than the chickens or whatever that were like running around. Were they roosters?
There were definitely a few roosters.
Yeah, they were loud. Whatever the fuck they were. But besides that, like, that was dope because we could just walk right to all the little after parties.
That was a prime location.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That was sweet.
I remember getting back one night. Were you with us when I think it was? Oh man, Danny Fuenzalita was on the porch. He was chilling with Milton Martinez. Jairus and I are pretty lit, walking up to the porch, and a short little guy starts chatting with us, but kind of looking down, and then we realize it's Skater of the Year, Milton Martinez.
Yeah.
Jairus fanning out so hard.
Oh, yeah. And that dude's an animal.
Kind of made him, not like a fool out of himself, but I think he fanned out a little too hard.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, fuck it.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, I mean.
Whatever. One thing I do remember is, like, you know...
Sorry, Jairus. Love you, bro.
We went hard quite a few of the nights there, you know, and we'll come full circle about how you're not partying that way anymore, but there was one night where, like, I was just like, you know what, guys, I'm staying in. Like, I'm just taking it easy. And then I wake up, I think I was on the couch, and you guys were like, people are swarming, they're trying to break in the Airbnb or whatever. What the fuck was up with all that?
Dude, Jairus and I were out on the porch smoking a butt, I'm pretty sure. It was like 2 a.m., 1:30. This car comes like schooling around the corner. Right as it comes around the corner, the tire blows. So we're feeling super friendly. And,
oh, the tire actually blew.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
If I had known that, I would have thought it was less of a setup. But okay, keep going. Yeah.
So we're like, you guys need a hand? Like, what's good? It's like some sketchy... They were thugs, or...
Yeah.
I don't know what they were, but sketchy for sure. I'm not playing with my hands too much.
No, you can do whatever the fuck you want. But anyway, so I'm interested in, the lead up to before I was woken up. So yeah, keep going with all that.
Well, they ended up asking me if I had a gun. I was like, what? No. What are you talking about? Let's get this tire changed. Like, finally got the car up on the jack.
Because you guys were lit, and you're like, and you're Vermonters. Yeah, so you're like, how do I lend a hand?
Yeah, trying to get them off the street. It's 2 a.m. We don't want anyone to get in trouble.
Because nobody else in Tampa is just like going to help a random stranger change a tire. That's not like a Tampa thing. That's like a Vermont thing.
Which I just wasn't really aware of that.
All right.
But we ended up getting the car up on the jack, about to get the tire changed, and one of the dudes ended up like kicking the jack over. I don't know if it was on purpose, but the car slammed back down, and I was like, all right.
That's when you woke me up.
Yeah, that's when I woke you up.
Yeah, I just remember like waking up, coming in the door, and they're just these little thugs, and they're like, oh, we're coming in, and we have like, a bunch of cameras and computers and all that, and I'm just like, nah, man, you ain't. Like, that's not happening, He's like, oh, but I know, and starts like saying names of nobody who's in there, and I'm like, nah, bro, like, beat it, and then they're trying to offer us different drugs and this, that, the other thing, and I'm like, homie, here's the thing, like, nah, beat it,
If you weren't around, it probably wouldn't have been good.
Or if I had went out with y'all.
Right.
Because, I happened to be in the space where I just wasn't having it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But then what was up with, like, there was, like, shadows, because we had, like, that dope pool and the hot tub, and, like, do you think, now keep it 100, do you think it's just because everyone was torched, or did that actually happen? Were there actually people trying to invade our Airbnb?
We saw someone in the backyard.
All right.
That's pretty much it.
All right. Well, it all worked out.
We were also very...
It all worked. It did all work out. It all worked out. I remember, like, the cops showed up, right?
Yeah.
And they were like, "What's up?" And we were like, "Oh no, these dudes tried." And they go, "So no one got robbed? No one's here? All right, we're out of here. Like, fuck off."
Yeah. Give us a call if something comes up.
Yeah. They weren't having it. Well, what was dope about that Airbnb was it was where Reefer Madness happened.
Oh,
right?
that's right.
Like, we stayed in the place where the dude, like, murdered his family, and then they, like, the whole narrative is that it was because he was high on pot. And, like, literally we were in that historic place where that occurred. Like, that was the spot we rented.
The place was so sick, though.
Yeah. Sierra
What a time
was
to
with
be
us.
alive.
Sierra Fellas,
Fellas.
not Sierra Baby Mama. Shout out Sierra Fellas.
Such a cool dude.
I mean, remember when we first showed up from the airport? We like rolled up and we saw Maxim, Torpedo, and Sierra were all like on the porch, and we just rolled up like, oh, what up?
This
Yo.
is gonna be sick.
Yeah, what up, homies? And like Sierra, I hadn't seen him since like 05 or 06 when I filmed tricks of him at Tampa Am, and he was just instant recalling tricks I filmed of him that many years ago. Remember? I was like, dude, like, if it was me, sure, that'd be easy because I've only done 30 tricks since then. But that dude does countless amazing things, you know? So it just showed how sharp he is.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
How solid of a dude he is.
Yeah. Yeah, Sierra, you the man. Having friends there with us was dope.
Nicest guy ever.
The Chilean prince.
He's kind of up there in age too, isn't he?
Yeah, Danny is, I gotta say he's about my age. He may even almost be 40 if he's not already. And still crushing it.
Still crushing it.
Yeah.
I love watching his Instagram.
Yeah. And the funny thing about Danny is he's been going to that Tampa contest since he was like, fuck, if I had to guess, like 17, 18. And he's like, I'll never miss a year of it. He goes, I'll stop going when I can't hang, you know? And like, like any contest, you could have a bad year or whatever, couple runs, but he's always doing some shit when he's there. Yeah, Friends is the man.
Yeah, he is. I'm so stoked I got to meet him and hang with him.
Yeah. So what were like some of the highlights of you going to, because like going to Tampa Pro for the first time ever, this Vermont homie, you know, you've been skating since you were 13, but you've never been like industry, you just have like homies that skate, and you've always been a skater. So to finally like, you know, be at that shit that you've been watching for years and years, like what are some of the shit that, like, what do you take from it?
Just, I mean, everyone's just super humble, super cool, and it was a dream come true. Got to hang out with Lizard King, one of my idols.
Yeah.
Treated me with nothing but respect. I don't think Costin is a huge fan of me for some reason.
He probably is. It's just, you know, we get a little extra.
Yeah.
I think you were there. We were at the Bricks. Shout out to the Bricks.
Bricks.
And obviously we were on one. And I told that one kid, I think is Frankie, super nice kid, but he was like, you, me, Costin, Frankie. And I was like, anyone ever tell you look like Lil Wayne? And he's like the whitest kid ever.
Yeah,
and he's like, no, why? And I go, oh, because you don't. Like, that'd be weird. You know?
I was right there when he said that. It was hilarious.
And then I asked Costin if he wanted an autograph. Yeah. He's like, I think I'm good, but...
I didn't realize that. That's so sick.
Yeah.
TJ Rogers, he was awesome to meet.
Yeah.
So fun hanging with him.
Him and DeCenzo, like, every chance to kick with them, because, you know, the Canada-Vermont connection's been there for a long time. Yeah. And, like, Justin was like, yo, DeCenzo's, like, one of my favorite ever. And I'm like, well, let's go tell him. Like, let's go talk to him. Like, he'd be psyched. He's like, what? Nah. And, like, tell him, and DeCenzo's the man. He's like, dude, that makes me, thank you. Like, it makes me so happy.
Super humble.
You just get to realize that they're just other humans, right? Just other people that just got really good at something, but they're still humans. You know what I mean?
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And we went out for a couple little late night phone filming sessions, just you and me. You know, it was fun.
A couple ollies.
Yeah, I think you did a boneless.
Oh, yeah.
Right there in like downtown Ybor.
Yep.
Yeah. We're gonna have to plug that clip because that was dope. And then we were skating that thing across the street from our house.
Yeah, a little like bump.
Yeah.
Just like a sidewalk bump.
Yeah. Some shit.
That was fun.
Yeah. Hell yeah, good times.
So
Absolutely good times. So since we're talking so much about like, you know, us in the days of partying and this, that, the other thing, now you've decided that you wanted to be sober. And so you've been sober for whatever, 6-8 months, depending on what we're talking about here.
6.5 months sober.
Sober. No doubt. And how do you feel?
I feel amazing, dude. So good. It's probably the best choice I've ever made.
Hell yeah. What made you want to do that? Just looking at me and shit?
No way. No way. Nah, I hit rock bottom back in August. Like, I was on a bender for like 20 years, man. It was time to chill out.
Yep. Just kind of get your priorities in line.
Exactly. My priorities were in all the wrong places.
Yeah. And so,
I
mean, you look great, I gotta say. You look great.
Appreciate you,
and,
man.
you know, linked with your lady, and, you know.
Just moved into a beautiful house.
Awesome. So, like, you're psyched about the decision, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
I mean, just in 6.5 months, I mean, nothing bad has happened, really.
Yeah. So just
that
like...
I can think of.
So you just saw, like, hey, it's time to do something different.
Exactly.
And then when you see success from that, and when you're feeling better, you're like, just keep running with that. Yep.
Exactly.
And I will say, like, not to be a hypocrite, but I think some people can kind of juggle that, and some better than others, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And some people think they can, and they're just kind of kidding themselves as I stare in the mirror. But anyway, with that being said, like, if the way you're feeling now, with this new mentality is benefiting you, then why not just keep running it, right?
Exactly.
That's dope.
I'm digging this clear-headed stuff.
That's dope. How have you seen it affect your skating?
Quite a bit. I skate.
Like more motivated, or just like more on point, or?
I skate more.
Okay.
Instead of just, either showing up to the park already hit, or, showing up with a 12 rack and kind of just sitting there drinking it the whole time.
Yeah. What about your recovery, like after skating? Are you feeling like you're like not as sore? Or because a lot of people will say when they're sober, it's just easier to bounce back from like.
It's definitely easier, and I forgot what like the good sore felt like. Not like the hurt sore. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely. That's what's up. Now, is it hard for you to still like kick it when people are like drinking or whatever around, or is it kind of like
drinking? Not so much. I mean,
okay.
Other things, I haven't put myself in the position.
Yeah.
Yet.
Fair
still,
enough.
Fairly early in recovery.
Fair
but like my girl and I will go to like the Monkey.
Yeah.
They have some like hop water drinks, like NA drinks, play in a pool.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. Also, you realize that like it's not as cool as like we glorify it to be, right? It's like you can have some good times, and we did, right? But also like you're not going to lose your real friends when you decide to make that life choice, right? You're not like nothing really is going to change with your dynamics as much as like with yourself, right?
I was at the point where I was letting so many people down, like lies or deceit. Is that the right word? Yeah. Yeah, I just got caught up in
you just felt like you're
my
blowing
own lies.
Just felt like you're blowing it, so it's time to change.
Exactly.
Well, I'm proud of you, brother. And here we go.
Appreciate you, brother.
And now you're about to be Big Papa. How'd y'all come up with the name Ryder?
We wanted something a little different, and not like hippie-ish, but...
Yeah. You didn't think about the middle name Die?
Oh, I sure did, actually. Ryder Die Provost.
Yeah, Ryder Die Provost. Yeah, she's like, no.
Absolutely not.
Kid definitely is not going into kindergarten, and Miss Apple is like, oh, Ryder Die, okay, neat. Yeah, we don't want you to...
D-Y-E?
Yeah, alright, yeah.
But no, Ryder, well, we knew what we were going to name him like 5 weeks after we found out. We were both like, I think she had mentioned Ryder, and we're both like, yep, that's it.
That's tight.
And then Rain, we're going to use 2 N's. That means abundant blessing from above.
Yeah. Make it rain.
Make it rain.
There we go. You made the rain. You made rain. The two of you made rain. Pretty sure that's how it works. But anyway, no doubt.
Dude, I'm so stoked, man. Things are good.
That's amazing.
Things are good.
That's amazing. So obviously, like, you were very close with Sean Stem. Like, that's our brother. I think that's pretty much how we like fully connected. Like initially was like, I mean, we obviously have all the same friends, but like, because you had known Sean, you guys were in school together and all that. Just talk a little bit about just that crazy fuck,
One of the coolest kids I've ever met, man. I lost a lot of good jobs because of us, not him, us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, We just had so much fun together.
Wasn't it so frustrating how, like, Sean was just always so naturally talented, and, like, it's like, it was just so easy for him.
It's like the parking barriers down at the old park, like, he wouldn't just nollie shove it, like, it's absurd.
That fool had the craziest pop. Like, the craziest pop.
Always had at least one article of someone else's clothing on.
With that being said, I want some of my gear back. I've got a little bit, so, I've reached out, but if anyone's holding on to some of them gems from Stem, let's get back this
actually, yeah. I brought you a stack of Stem stickers.
Oh, what? That's what's up.
G-Fan.
Damn, that's the fucking homie right there. That's what's up. Time we leave here, Mace's just gonna be like, dude, really, on my toilet? I'm just gonna throw them everywhere, straight up. Well, fuck yeah, thank you.
One of my closest friends.
Pass these on too, share them. But yeah, he's the man, and obviously we all miss him. But
I'm so proud to have been his friend.
Yep, absolutely. Remember, sorry if this is like a little much, but one of the times you got fired from one of the jobs, when it was Sean, and you called him and you're like, yo, I got fired. You're like, yeah, you got fired from your job? You want to get 30 back?
Oh, you called out today? You fucking idiot. Let's get drunk.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, man.
Good
kid.
Yeah, no. Great kid deep down. Great kid deep down. So most of your family, like, you're like a Vermonter, right? Like, your family's like...
I never moved, well, I mean, not till I was 18, but grew up in the same house in Williston.
Yeah, and like was it your grandfather that used to either own or work at the salvage yard too? Like,
oh yeah, my mom's dad.
Yeah, so you have like generations of Provost here? Or?
He was a Murray. That was my mom's maiden name. But yeah, there's so many Provosts, dude.
Well, that wouldn't make him a Murray. That would make her mom a Murray. Wait, no, you're right. No, you're right. My bad. I fucked that up. No, you're right. Okay, so he was a Murray. Here we go. Edit. Here we go. Probably not. But with that being said, so are there are generations of Provosts out here? Because, I mean, there are a shitload of Provosts, and I feel like when I meet one, I'm like, are you related to Adam? They're like, I don't know.
Yeah, there's so many, man. My parents are Dave and Debbie, and there's another Dave and Debbie Provost in Williston.
Oh,
like,
damn.
2 sets of Dave and... It's crazy.
They're biting. You're gonna have the battle of the Dave and Debbies.
My dad had 9 siblings, and most of them had kids.
Damn.
It's a big family right there.
Yeah, I mean, at your... Once upon a time, when you had a gathering... I just met numerous people, and I was like, what? I was like, I've known Adam 15 years, how come I never met you? And like, oh, what? I'm like, super close, like, we're related. There's a lot of y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good time, too, up at camp.
Yep, fair enough. Absolutely. Oh, yeah, at that one party, when we were, so that was, rest in peace, Uncle Mike's, the camp, shout out, D-Pro, Uncle Mike. I just remember there was all the like fireworks, and the whole idea was we were gonna do like a grand finale.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to be one of the ones to light it, And then I got peer pressured into doing it. And so before I had a chance to say, I was like, okay, because we had the tubes, right? That you're gonna shoot them out of.
Were they like mortars or something?
Sure. All I know is like, after many, many hours of drinking and whatever, I didn't think it was a good idea for me to be the one doing fireworks. So somehow it was insisted that I was. And so as I'm saying, okay, there are 6 of these tubes and there's 7 of us. Who's putting which one in which? And then next thing I know, I get like burned by a firework. I drop a firework. It starts shooting at everyone at the camp. It's going every which way. And I remember there's footage and you could just hear me in the back. I'm like, my bad.
Yeah.
Thankfully I didn't burn the camp down that time.
I still have that video somewhere.
All right. Well, we'll have to decide if I feel like putting that on YouTube. But to my defense, and I think you can hear me say this after, I was trying my hardest to not be involved in that process. I knew I was, whatever. It turned out okay.
That night was hectic.
Oh yeah, it turned out okay.
Hectic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody got hurt.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah. Then we don't have to talk about like the way we woke up the next morning or anything like that, but it's all good. You know, you ain't cool unless you pee your pants. Fucking
the first night too.
Fucking Miles Davis over here.
The first night.
Yeah. But good times. Good times. Absolutely.
Definition of piss drunk right there.
Yep. Good times. So now you're 35. Freshly 35. Sober. Kid on the way. What are you doing like day to day besides just agreeing with baby mama? Because that's what you have to do. Like,
well, I work for Von Air Systems doing sheet metal fabrication, slanging ductwork.
Alright.
Been doing that for like 15 years. My dad's dad did that. My dad does that, and here I am.
Alright. Nice. And then get done work, handle what you got to, and then skate here and there when you can, type shit.
Try to skate at least once a week, twice if the stars align.
Yep, no doubt. So how's your body feeling like at this age? Like, I know we talked a little bit about recovery, but like, do you feel like you could still skate for a bit?
A bit at least, but I don't know, I'm so out of shape, it's disgusting, but I feel like I got a few years left in me.
You got any
Background.
You got any like tricks on the list of like some shit you want to accomplish, or you more just like go with the flow?
Kind of go with the flow. I keep skating my banks,
Yeah.
work on my fakey heels, you know.
Word. Where can the kids catch you if they want to have a session with AP?
I usually end up at Winooski.
The Woo.
The Woo.
The Woo.
That's the TF right there, the training facility.
Yep, the Woo. And like, don't call it Noosk, because that's just corny. It's the Woo.
I am guilty of that, but
It's
yeah,
the
it is
Woo.
the Woo.
It's the Woo.
It's the Woo.
Catch me at the Woo.
Yep.
Also, I've stepped in dog shit walking from the parking lot to the actual park more than once. And I just gotta say, I get it, dog shit, but if I find out you left your dog shit in that fucking, like it's not gonna go good. Telling you.
I was cleaning up trash there for like 20 minutes the other day. I was like, really, guys?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like the worst
Pick up
I've
your
seen
shit.
it.
Yeah. And like, shout out to Spencer, you know, he's like one of the younger homies who's
Spencer,
the past
good
few
kid.
years been coming through, and he'll like, shit, in the winter he was like shoveling for people to skate and like leaf blower shit, so, you know, give props where they're due. And yeah, just anyone who's there with the good vibes, because that's what it's about.
Absolutely.
Yep. I remember, was it 2 years ago, there was like the whole like little Winooski gremlins, biker, young kids that would come through, and they were just such little shits, you know?
Yeah. It's not a playground, kids.
Well, there is a playground right there.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
so go to the playground. Yeah. And yeah, they're just mouthy, right? Yeah. It's like, I can't imagine. It's like,
Please don't make me have to be a dick. I don't want to be a dick.
yeah, also, like, my kid's not quite old enough to slap the shit out you. But someone's kid is, and I got 20 on it. So, anyway. That being said, yeah. So you showed up with the iHomie shirt.
Yeah, man.
You had a couple of cameo clips in
I
iHomie.
was honored to have those few clips.
Yeah. And obviously that wasn't like your full potential. It was just like that day when the camera was on. But
Yeah,
could we catch a little AP part here in the near future?
that'd be rad. That'd be so rad.
Yeah, even
Let's
if
do
it's
it.
just like a collaborate or a compilation of all the throwback stuff. Add a little something. That'd be cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know Jay Rich is trying to put together a part. I think he's a little banged up right now, but
Yeah, I think so.
yeah,
His knees been bothering him.
yeah, I can relate to that.
There'd probably be a lot of skate park clips, but
That's fine. You know, there's like at a certain age, and also like if you're just skating for fun and not trying to like make it a career, just do whatever the fuck you want.
yeah.
You know? Do whatever you want.
Let's go get some clips.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to head over to Platts for a good dope.
Yes, I need to make my way over there.
It's been inspiring because, like, you know, Kyle Burrows has been doing the B-side stuff, and Colin's getting back out. I mean, shit, Clint was out shredding last weekend, so like you see people that are our age or, you know, right around there, and they're still pushing it. Like, you and I were never the best skaters, but we could skate.
Yeah.
So when you see dudes that are like, yeah, our same age, and they're still getting it, it's like, alright, you know, like, here we go.
Clint, I haven't seen Clint in a minute. But he's an animal.
He's an animal.
All those dudes, man. Vermont has so many ill skaters.
Yep. Now obviously you and Abair were tight as fuck.
Another one of my closest friends.
You know. Yep. Got him right there on the arm. You got Stem on the arm. Right above the G-fam.
Keep him close.
That's what's up. Show that shit to the camera right here. We'll get a little zoom in on that. Hell yeah. That's dope. And you know what's awesome about that? Obviously Abair had like a ton of names of his homies on him and all that. And I remember showing a picture of him with his shirt off to like, you know, someone who didn't know him, like, why does he have all this fucking shit tattooed on him? And I'm like, I don't know, you get scars, you don't get to pick what they look like. You know?
True.
Like you might as well, if that's what you want to do it. You know?
Yeah, it was funny. He actually hit me up one day for a photo of this. And then the next day he had it like tattooed right here.
He got the same one, didn't he?
Same exact one.
Yeah.
I was like, sick.
Yeah, you're like sick, but also kind of annoying. It's like a back and forth.
Pete Chili didn't do his though.
Yeah, that's true.
Shout out Pete Chili.
Well, that's cool that you said that, because you got I remember we were in some random hotel room, like a really shitty one. And like, you've always been a big fan of like Modest Mouse and like Talking Heads, that whole shit, whatever. And I remember you wanted to get The Good Times Are Killing Me, right?
Right in my rib cage.
Yeah, on your ribs. And I feel like getting a tattoo on your ribs has to suck pretty bad.
It definitely sucks. It's probably the worst one I've got.
So like, you got the outline.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I'm done. I'm over
It
it.
was too gnarly.
Yeah. And I'm like,
And yeah, you're the reason I ended up finishing it.
well, because I go, sit the fuck down and finish it. It says The Good Times Are Killing Me, and this isn't supposed to be fun.
Right.
I'm like,
Damn it, Travis.
I'm like, take it. And you took it like a champ. Yo, let's see that shit for all the peeps out there. Good times are killing me.
I'm working on the dad bod.
Yeah, no doubt. That's what's up. But I remember afterwards you thanked me, because you were like, dude, I was not gonna get that fill. And I'm like, yeah, but it's real easy to be the fucking drunk homie who's sitting there calling you a pussy when I'm not getting my ribs tattooed. But you stuck it out.
Sean Stem was there with us.
Yep, for Lazy. What up, player?
Good kid.
Dude, For Lazy's on the come up. Yo, he's been he's creating all types of new music, new genres. Like, I think he just said he has like 30 new tracks.
Dang.
So you should be up here for A-Dog Day. Shout out Forlo, you know, one of the founders of Symptoms, for those who don't know, behind the scenes. Always supported everyone, you know, those like early Florida trips and all that. Like, you know, Forlo was grinding and was always like, hey, I want to help. And Forlo used to be able to tray flip over pyramids, like I'm talking in the 90s. That's one thing people don't even know about him.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever got to skate with him.
Yep. He told me part of the reason he stopped skating because he's so big that he would just break boards so easily, you know, and he's like, oh, that shit got expensive.
He's a big dude.
Yeah, that shit got expensive, but Forlo is definitely a driving force that people don't always even hear about because he was behind the scenes. But he wasn't doing it so that people would like give him props or likes or fucking MySpace or whatever bullshit, you know. He had love for it, you know, and had love for all of us.
Yeah. Really good friend.
Yeah.
Really good friend.
Yep, he's the man. And like the dynamic with Forlo and Stem through the years was always so amazing too. Yeah. Yeah. Like, yo, Forlo, buy me a 30 rack. Forlo would be like, yeah, sure, if you like go get a clip or two with Trav today, and then he like hit him up. Yo, can you get me a 30 rack? And like, you get a clip, he'd be like, well, no, but I will tomorrow. Yeah, so good. Yeah.
Oh, I miss that dude.
Yeah, we've we've been blessed because the way we grew up, it's like skate. You know, I don't want to say like crews or whatever, but you know what I mean. Like our scene, it's like one scene. Like everyone is part of one. You know, even if we don't hang out as much with everyone from these different little sub zones, but
Right.
like everyone gets along, and that's like the Vermont shit, you know. And it's pretty dope because you go to like some other places where it's like very cliquey and the cool guy, and you know, oh, if you don't skate this way or ride for this or listen to that music, there's a lot of segregation like that. You know?
That's why I've always been so infatuated with skateboarding. Just everyone's, for the most part, if you have a skateboard, you're cool, like with each other.
Yep. Now, so back right quick about like the whole Tampa shit when we were there. So there's this place in Tampa called the Castle.
The Castle, oh my god.
The Castle, and you came up with this great like slogan, so to speak, for the Castle.
What was it?
Something like the Castle, where you can be whatever you want to be, or something like that. And I'm like, in all the years of going to Tampa, I actually never went to the Castle. So when you guys wake me up and blah blah, I'm like, what's up? And you're like, oh, it's great. Like, you're getting whipped by chicks when you walk in, and like, you know, you get...
It's like a gothic rave. The place is nuts.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And you made it through. And now, would you say places like the Castle are what pushed you to sobriety, or what?
Pushed me to get to the situation I was in when I had to go sober.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Just
Well,
making-
I've never been to the Castle, so that's probably why I'm not sober. But there's always next year. But yeah,
This is amazing.
Those are good
I'm
times.
so glad I can say that I experienced all that.
Yeah, those are good times. And in case you're wondering why I chose to wear like the loudest shirt of my life, I just bartended for the Dealer.com party. It was like 80s themed, Dealerpalooza.
That's so much fun.
And Slick Rick was a special guest, which was dope. I didn't even like talk with him because I was super busy, but I think I told you years ago about when we brought him here, and I came back from Barcelona and he had his $1 million worth of jewelry was on my bed. Like, I walk in the doors when I lived with Russell and TJ,
Nice.
Keenan and all them, and so like I walked in, they're all in my room, neat, and there's the $1 million worth of Slick Rick's jewelry on my bed, and I'm not exaggerating. And so the one that I've been told is worth $500,000, like Jay-Z wore in the Slick Rick video, or in the Fade to Black video, I just like walked to my room, grabbed it, obviously. And for people watching, if I've already told this story, sorry, not sorry, but
Sorry about you.
you know, whatever. So yeah, naturally I just like put it on. And his bodyguard was
Whoa.
and then Slick Rick's like, yeah, chill, he's fine. Yeah, he's good.
That's sick.
Yep. And I put it on. He let me wear it for like 2 hours. And then we got to higher ground, and he's like, I'm gonna need that.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright, word. But yeah, that was a trip. So anyway, that's my explanation with a little extra why I'm wearing this loud ass shirt. Also, you know,
How many people did you say were there?
probably like 2,500 if I had to guess. It was like all 80s themed. So like,
You probably saw some beauties.
you know, there are about 200 of you homegirls that I ain't mad if you hit me up. And even some dudes, you could hit me up like in a different way. But got to see like Johnny Utah was out there with
Nice.
his lady, homie Dan
Good dude.
Shaheen and his lady, Jay Rich was there with Taylor. Count like a bunch of the homies right there on the waterfront in Burlington,
That's so
you know,
sick.
sun setting. And then they had a dope rock band that played after, and it's like, to be, like, you call it work, sure, I'm like bartending, I'm working, you know, there are parts where you're working more than others, but like, it's fucking dope, you know.
That's a good gig.
Yeah, that's one thing that's gonna be hard when I have to give up the bartending life, is like, it's really enjoyable because I get to watch a bunch of different music, some of which I know, some of which I don't.
Why wouldn't you stop? Why?
Well, you know, with family, and just as when the kids are get older, and just, you know, bartending's not a great schedule
True.
for family life.
True.
Also, just longevity-wise, like, you know, at this point, being a good-looking, you know, 23-year-old dude, But you know, when I get a little older, did I say 23? I meant 22. But you know, it's bartending's not forever, but the money's good. It's not consistent. But yeah, so. But I will say, like, there have been numerous acts, like, I would have never even checked them unless I was working, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, have you ever heard of Sylvanesso?
I believe so, yeah.
So it's this homegirl and, like, her DJ producer.
Yeah,
and, like,
yeah.
They sold out 2 nights in 10 minutes at the Big Room Higher Ground, and I was like, who's this? And she was dope, like, theatrical and just everything. It was amazing, and, like, I would have never had the opportunity had I not worked there, you know?
Was that last fall?
Something like that.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I think I was at that show.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, yeah, that's one thing. So, anyway, shout out to Higher Ground. They're pretty great. I actually got to see Chris DiStefano, the comedian, was there last week.
Dang.
And he was fucking hilarious. His opener too, I feel bad, like I can't remember his name, but he was hilarious, and so, you know, those perks of the job are pretty great. Yep, absolutely.
That's rad.
How many comedians do you get to see at your job and shit? Just like you.
They're all a bunch of jokers.
There we go, no doubt. So you're back at Avonda. Which is this your third stint with them?
It actually is.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean.
So they must think you're a good kid.
They found out I was sober and called me back.
Nice. That's what's up.
I mean, it's my third stint because, again, my priorities weren't always in the right spot.
But at one point, didn't you get offered like a better or a higher paying job? So that's why you left. But either way, so they knew you were an asset, and so they reached out like, "Hey, come through." I'm
so glad I'm back. It's a good company to work for.
Yeah.
Bob Avonda takes good care of his guys.
No doubt. So the whole like it's called ductwork.
Heating and ventilating.
And that's different than duct tape.
Yes.
Spelled the same?
We actually rarely use duct tape.
Yeah.
It's spelled the same, yeah.
Spelled the same.
Yeah.
Okay. So so you said like your dad and his dad did that.
Yep. My dad has a little sheet metal shop right at his house, and
yeah,
I can bend up all sorts of metal.
Yeah. And now, so your dad's like somewhat of a collector, like, right? He's really into like Jags and has like nice motorcycles and all that shit, right?
He's got like 2 Harleys right now. He just went to pick up a Jag this morning in Philly.
Hell yeah.
He's got 2 Jags right now.
Yeah, so having like that, like I know your family personally, but having like a dad that's, you know, worked hard and you've seen like the successes of what hard work can do like that, right? That obviously is like instilled that within you.
Absolutely.
You know? Even though you've had whatever, your ups and downs or whatever, but ultimately you had this like, you came from like a good family and like, and that's dope. And I always think whenever people are like, oh, the person came up like this or that, like your family ain't rich as fuck, but you're like, they're doing well because of the hard work, you know? And so that's awesome that like, you've had that model and you've had, you know, been able to look up to, you know, the life they've created for themselves, and you and your sisters, because you have 3 sisters?
3 sisters.
All right.
Miranda, Katie, and Nicole.
Yeah. Shout out.
Love you gals.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. Your whole family's
so amazing.
Yeah, your whole family's
I don't know where I'd be without any of them.
Yeah, your whole family's so great, absolutely. So, you know, that's cool though, that, because I feel like there's always this narrative that's like, if you come from the bottom, then like, oh, you should be more rewarded for coming up, or like, you know, if you were wealthy, you know what I'm saying, and like everything in between. But at the end of the day, it's like, you want people to have the best opportunity, and that's what you're going to want for your kid too. And then it's just about what you do with it, right? What you do with it.
For sure. For sure.
So that's dope. So you think, what are the chances we're going to get to take a ride in the new Jag?
She'll probably let us take her for a spin.
All right.
He's the man.
All right, there we go. There we go. You don't have to say yes now, Dave, but, you know, I'll be down. So you were just celebrating your birthday in Maine?
Yeah, they got a little cottage. It's like an old camper, but it's got an addition on it. And like a little retirement strip.
Nice.
I think they're the youngest ones in the strip, but yeah, it's right across.
They're the youngest ones that strip? Oh, in the strip.
In the strip.
Oh, okay. My bad. That wasn't even supposed to be funny. I just had poor hearing. Alright.
Well, yeah, they're down in York, Maine.
Oh, okay. I got some family. My Aunt Helena, right there in the lighthouse. Right up there. Nubble
Yep.
Lighthouse.
Yep.
That's where their spot was.
Sick.
Yep. So you went down for the birthday with the lady.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hit the ocean. Keenan came down, him and his girl.
Alright.
Shout out Keenan.
Alright.
Propane Vintage.
Doing his vintage thing.
Yeah.
There we go.
It was so good to see him.
Yeah, we got to get Keenan up on the show.
That'd be
Absolutely.
sick.
Yep, it'd be fun.
He's got some stories to tell.
Yep, absolutely. Almost all of them are true. Just playing what you can. But, so that's cool. You got to kick it, celebrate the birthday with him.
Ate mad lobster.
You did. Alright, that's what's up. And how is it like, I mean, you're going to have to give a certain type of answer here if you don't want to be in the doghouse, but how is it like at this point of the pregnancy and like, are you doing a lot of foot rubs? Like what's...
I give her quite a bit of foot rubs.
Yeah, all that.
I mean, I've had to turn her down a few times and it didn't work out so well. So.
Yeah, it's best to just eat shit.
Yeah, I'm learning.
Yeah,
I'm learning.
Just do it. Because at the end of the day, have you ever seen like they do that thing where they put the pregnancy meter thing like on dudes and it like shocks you to a level or whatever?
No.
Heard about that?
No.
So essentially the theory is, I don't know, some people smarter than me came up with a system to like, show the pain level of like what you go through in pregnancy. And like, let's say, I don't know, 10 is the highest. I think the gnarliest dude made it to like a 5 or 6. And 10 being like what women go through in pregnancy. You know what I mean? So that's very like humbling.
Yep.
Also like, thank God I don't have to do that type shit. But hey, much respect to the mamas out there, the queens.
Yep.
All that.
Yeah, she is amazing. I couldn't imagine what she's been going through.
Yeah. We can't.
Yeah, right.
But she's handling it.
She is.
Yep.
She's a trooper.
Yep. That's awesome. Well, I'm fucking hyped for you, bro. I'm hyped for you. So what do you think, and this is a loaded question that thankfully I'm asking and you're not asking me, but where do you see yourself like 10, 15 years down? Like, are you going to stick with this, with the ductwork stuff? You're going to run your own shit? Like, what are you thinking?
The plan is to have my own business, take over for my dad.
All right.
When the timing's right. I still got a lot to figure out before then. Get settled with family life.
Yeah. Diapers.
Diapers, yeah.
I could show you a couple things.
Really?
Yeah, I'll show you a couple things.
I'll take all the tips.
Yeah. I mean with a boy, because, Charlie's almost 7, so, like, I've wiped my own butt as a dude a bunch, I hadn't actually wiped female, blah, blah.
Gotcha.
You're definitely gonna get, you're gonna get shit on, and I don't mean that, not theoretically, poop will be on you, but whatever, you wipe it off.
It'll be my son's.
Yeah, be your son's poop, yeah. And you'd think that would make it not gnarly, but it's still gnarly. But you do it because you're hyped. You're like, oh. And the sooner you can teach him going to potty, cheaper, save money. I don't know how y'all feel about cloth diapers.
We've been talking about it. I think we're going to test it out.
It's been nixed for me.
Really?
But I would have liked to. It's cheaper, it's more environmentally sound.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All that. But, so I'm thinking, and this might be a stretch, but I'm thinking, Chomp on This, when they did that video of, the filmers and, kind of the older dudes. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking it'd be dope if we get, you, Danny Hopkins, myself, throw some of those dudes who, we skate, we can do it, and we make kind of video like that, and then we're like, oh, also Colin, Kyle, and then, and then we bring, sick. But we have our little parts there, it'll be cool. It'd be fun.
I'm in.
Yeah, it'd be dope.
Let's get it popping.
Yeah, because realistically, we're not going to be able to skate forever, but I still think we have a grip left in us.
Yeah.
And especially if we have each other, right? Like if we can push and feed off each other, will be dope. And then you got Photoshop and all that shit these days. So, you know, next thing you know, fucking
Shout out Photoshop.
Yeah. Adam Reynolds just frontside flip to 17 or whatever. Yeah. Speaking of which, I know you're a huge Andrew Reynolds fan.
That's my hero.
Yeah, huge Brian Herman fan. So you got to meet them a few years back.
Yeah, down at Orchard in Boston.
Sick.
Orchard Skate Shop. Saw Modest Mouse the night before. I was rad.
Sick. So like, obviously sometimes you just gotta fan out. Like you just got.
Yeah.
Like you just gotta. You know?
I regret not more than, you know.
Right.
I've got like one photo, like of everything.
Well, does Reynolds have permission to get at you though? Just like hit you up to hang?
Absolutely.
All right. Yeah. All right. You heard it, dude. You're all good. But yeah, sometimes it's weird because like you don't want to be that dude who's like acting like a weirdo, but also you're like, yo, I'm a fan of you. Like you've inspired the shit out of me, right?
Yeah, he's had a huge impact on my life.
Yeah. I mean,
he's sober too.
Yep. And again, like longevity. Like look at something like it's insane what he's doing still at that level. Like, think about how we're sore, and like we've always kept it pretty low to the ground, and then you got people like him who are just crushing, you know, just still jumping and sending. So that's
it just makes me want to take better care of myself in the long run.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Absolutely. So I guess we'll like go back a little bit. Talk a little bit about like the influence that you had, you know, so being close with Stem, being close with Abair, you know, these dudes who obviously were like incredible skaters, and not just like after the session, not the party fucking up shit we've done, but just kind of like being a part of that, you know, because we're living vicariously through this level of skateboarding that a lot of people, like, we're seeing it and being a part of it firsthand. A lot of people will never get to experience that. You know, like, we've been blessed with so many talented homies.
Yeah,
so.
I was just thinking about that today. Like, holy shit, dude. My friends are rad. Like, so much talent.
Yeah, and just the way they've always continued to show love.
Yeah.
You know, like we go back to Justin, like J Rich, and you know, even people like Justin Sullivan, who like some of my biggest inspiration, you know, and just how they always have just accepted, even though they're at this other level at points, or you know what I mean.
Yep.
It's weird to say because with skating, everyone has their own kind of like cup of tea and their own thing. But like you said, like if you skate, like it's pretty much you're good. Like you're the homie, you know? Or even if you're just down to be around it, right? So how do you feel like it shaped you to be like tight with some of the most epic skaters ever, like in the history of Vermont and beyond?
It's definitely made me want to be just the best dude I can be. Like, just watching people feed off each other. Like, I used to, Colbourn would show up, I'd be like, all right, well, I'm done. But now he's like hitting me up to go skate these days. Like, I'm like, this is so rad. Like,
it's crazy how he'll just, it's not crazy, but like it's calling. Like, because we could do something that's like epic for us, but you know he could do that in his sleep. But he's equally as hyped for us as anything else. You know what I mean?
or like thinking back, like A-Dog back in the day, he'd do like an ollie, I'd do like a front shove, he'd be like slapping his board on the ground. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's for me? Like, dang.
I mean, I don't mean to rain in your parade, but I'm pretty sure I was doing something right behind you and shit. So
damn it, dude.
no, I'm fucking with you. It's for both of us. It's for all of us. So with that being said, A-Dog Day is coming up, you know, and that's always one you don't miss.
No.
Like
That's like the best day of the year, dude.
Like meet at the water tower.
It's such a good bomb.
Yeah, bomb the hill. Have you had successful hill bombs every year? Have you been any disasters?
No disasters. A few bails here and there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no disasters.
Because I feel like most years, you know, I mean, what are there, a couple hundred of us bombing the hill? Most years, one or two people get a little broke off, you know.
I think I've seen Ziegel take a good one. Shout out Sean Ziegel.
Yes.
Love you, bro.
Yeah, Ziegel's the man.
No, like major injuries.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Such a good
So
time.
A-Dog Day is like the one, like I'm never missing it, you know? Like,
Yeah.
if I'm, like we're going every year.
We were gonna have our baby shower and then realized it was on A-Dog Day. We're like, no. Even Isabella was like, no, we can't. We can't do that.
We,
So we changed it to the weekend before.
same thing happened, I think, was it iHomie premiere? We were gonna do, that was me checking in with Sean, because he's got it together. We were gonna do iHomie premiere that same one, and then I was like, oh duh, last Saturday in August is always A-Dog Day, you know what I mean? So then we pushed it back. But yeah, like that whole vibe, right? Just all the people you see and just
It's
everything.
getting bigger every year. Just new art, new music.
You know, all the graph, the breaking.
Yep. Kid friendly. Like it's such a cool, it's an amazing event.
Yeah, it literally
Represent
embodies
our
him.
guy.
Yeah, embodies him. Like for people who haven't met him, and if they ask me like, "Oh, what's up with Andy?" I'm like, not to make it like religious, but he was basically like the Jesus of our community. Like just
That's a good way to put
that
it.
dude, you know?
Yep.
Like, that's the best analogy I've found. But just like that dude, because he made everyone feel special, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, you were best friends with Andy? What? 10 other people said they were. Well, guess what? 1,000 people were best friends with Andy. You know, so straight up. That'll be fun. And then you always get like Ant Hill Collective,
Shout
the
out.
homies, you know,
Such good
especially
dudes. I love
especially
those
like
dudes.
Capes, Scotty,
They're killing
yeah,
it.
obviously Humble,
As
all
usual.
them. Yep. So it's always dope for them to come through and do the art and all that. And then you got, you know, countless people. So, you're not one to like have your hands out, but being that you're having a baby, if it's okay with you, we'd like to put a little link in the description here. I don't know, for like a baby shower, if people want to just donate a little something for,
Dang.
you know, for the fam. Obviously, you're not gonna say that or ask that, and I'm similar to you like that because it's kind of weird. But people want to throw a couple bucks or buy fucking some diapers or
That'd be tight.
you know, any of that coffee money. So yeah, we could support. And then in terms of if people want to reach out to you, are you doing freelance work with the duck stuff, or how's that all go?
I can for sure.
Okay.
I mean,
Alright, so
mainly like residential.
okay.
Just don't want to step on anyone's toes. But
Yeah.
yeah, help anyone out I can.
So do you think if you were doing that business, let's say like in New York in like the 70s or 80s, and like, you know, mobsters, whatever, had come at you, right? Are you gonna be like, fuck it, duck it, or just like, save it?
I get down.
Yeah,
I get down.
that's a good answer. Yeah,
I feel like those guys are
they're old
pretty
now.
good to be in with.
Yeah, but they're also old now, so like they're flexing on us really though, right? Yeah.
I'll hook them up. I'll set them up.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would have at least.
Yeah, no doubt. So you heard it right here. You're not strong-arming Adam Provost when it comes to ductwork, okay? So you want to hire him? There you go.
My blood's galvanized these days.
Yeah, I'm saying, and now he's sober too, and that means reflexes, you know. So you don't want to snap too much. Anyway, that being said, this has been fucking awesome. I love
Good.
you so much.
I love you,
Is
brother.
anybody you want to give shout-outs to, or probably too many, but what comes to mind right quick?
Shout out to the G fam,
Hunties.
all the fam.
Yeah. And we're excited to see you as a father, baby
Shout out
daddy.
to my fam,
Yeah, all that. And,
my growing fam.
growing fan. There we go. With that being said, this has been the golden hour with a one-of-a-kind guest, Mr. Adam Provost. G-Fam 100.